What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. Today I got a 2003 Saturn Ion that I'll be changing the fuel filter, the fuel injectors, and I'll also be changing the front brake rotors and pads. It's running really rough, not sure what's going on. Assuming that the fuel filter was factory, probably. Maybe it just needs a new fuel filter, or maybe the injectors are bad because there's a lot of seepage coming out of some of the 3 of the 4 injectors. So anyways, I'm going to show you the fuel filter. Whenever I was taking the fuel filter off, well, the old line, couldn't get it out, snapped. Also, I'll even show you where this thing is at, you know, the location of it and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do first. Even though I already took it off, I'll still show you the location when I'm putting the new one back on. The new one, it actually came with the new little bracket that holds it up there. So anyway, that is what I'm going to start with, and then I will go on to doing the injectors. Got new injectors. Well, they're remanufactured injectors. So we'll be getting those installed. Also got some new brake pads. Got new brake rotors. So we're going to get all that installed, and hopefully this thing will run better with new injectors and a fuel filter, new fuel filter. And like I say, I'm going to check out that other end of the line, because if it's like crunchy looking and it's not like straight, that may be causing some restrictions. It is highly possible, but I don't know until I check it out. So anyways, we're going to get into it, so stay tuned. Okay, so when you go to do the fuel filter, it's best to come in from the back side, because it's kind of a pain to actually reach it from the side. But it is located on the passenger side, back behind the fuel tank, and I will get under there and I'll show you that. The first thing that we're going to have to do before we even go under there is going to have to take and shape the new line that I got, at least close to this shape. Got the new line here. Give it a little bendy bend with my fancy schmancy bending pliers here, which I've had for a while. This is the first time I've used them, and yeah, that looks pretty close. And probably needs just a little bit more, just a hair. Alright, okay, now that we got it cut, I'm gonna make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure there's no burrs and stuff, because you start sending that stuff down the line, you'll be right back to Clogsville. Go ahead and use file, get it cleaned up. Take a little brush here and clean it out. Alright, that should do. And then what you do, it kind of has a little set of clips in there. And then supposed to be able to, there we go. And then it clips right in, and it should seal. Okay, so you crawl under here from the back because it's easier to get from the back than it is from the side. And you'll see that it's located up in here. You can see the other fuel lines. So I can't do this one-handed, so I'll show you the results after I get it put back in. Okay, so there she is back in place. This little bracket is supposed to go right here, but the bolt is snapped off and it's pretty rusty, and so there's not really any place to drill a new hole at. But anyways, I'll zip tie it to something so it at least doesn't flop around a bunch. Now this line is the one that I'm going to check the end of, and I'm going to see if it's clean, make sure it's clean and stuff. But anyways, there she is back in place. So it's not really too big of a pain to get to, but if you try to come from that way, you have to go underneath there, and it makes it kind of a big deal. So anyways, on to the next thing, I guess. Okay, so now we're going to get into doing the injectors, but first we've got to remove the old ones. That thing out of the way. We're going to go ahead and pop this off. We've got two 10mm that we got to take off, plus we need to take that thing out of the way. Oh, and we need to break the fuel line. And we got these two 10mm. This out of here. Now we need to release the clips, which they got these little green lockers. So we gotta pull the lockers and then pull the plugs. Alright, got the fuel rail off. Okay, now that we got the fuel rail off, we got the plugs taken out, we need to get these little clips off of here, and they're pretty easy to take out. You can usually just get them with a little screwdriver, sort of pop one side. They should come right off. Then the injector should just pull right out. Ew. Well, that might be a problem. If you see that. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to clean out that fuel rail. Yeah, ooh, wow. Let's show you what we're working with here. Oops. See this here? That's kind of nasty. It's all inside there. So I need to clean this out real good. I'll get these injectors off of here and we'll get this taken care of real quick. I also think I'm going to go ahead and pump up my compressor, and after I clean this out a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of gas and probably a little bit of WD-40 and clean that out. And of course I've got a little brush kit that I'm going to take to it as well. But let's go ahead and get these the rest of the way off here. The fact that this thing even tried to putter is just amazing to me, because this thing probably shouldn't have even ran at all. So, let alone putter like it was. Come on. This isn't a very good screwdriver. I'll try this little one here. There we go. That's a little more better. A little more better. Alright. 3 of them unclipped. Now time for number 4. Get you off of here. Yeah. Then we'll go ahead and get these changed out with some new ones. After we clean. Sometimes they're a little, ew, that one's even worse. What is going on here? How in the world did those get clogged up so bad? There couldn't have been no fuel going through there. There's no way. Jeez, that's terrible. All right. So, now that we got them off there, let's get this bad boy cleaned out. Whew, wow. I think also what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and get me like a cup or something, and I think I'm going to run this over a couple of times to get some fuel pumped through the line. Wow. Look at that. See down in there? That's just terrible. Every one of them's like that. Like I say, I'm just trying to figure out how this thing even puttered at all. Like, at all. That is just Looney Tunes. Alright, I'm going to clean this out, and then I'll get back to putting this back together. Okay, now that we got our fuel rail all cleaned up and blown out and stuff, and I did go ahead and clean out the line as well. So we're going to get this thing put back together, get it put back in here, and we're going to try to fire it up and see what happens. To be honest, I believe that may have been the problem. All of our injectors came with new seals as well, little O-rings. So we're going to get this put back together. There we go. That in there. Now we'll put a little clip on it. It clips right on there. Should be good. Number 2 put in there. Another clip. There's a little groove that clip goes into, and make sure they are clipped into place. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen any fuel system that nasty. So that's kind of a first for me. Because it looked like it was rust, to be honest. That's what it looked like to me. Alright, so got that taken care of. Now we can get this put back in here. I also cleaned out the injector ports as well to make sure there was nothing in the ports. That push down in there. Get my 10 millimeters. Alright, get the rache, tighten it down, should be good, should be good. Okay, now we need to get these things plugged back in. Well, probably should have plugged them in before I put them down in there all the way, but We'll manage. Alright, that should be good. I'll get this clip back up. And then we'll get this back in here where it belongs. Okay. Go ahead and pop this on here, I guess. And plug you back in. Okay. So, also, need to put this back in here. It just pops right in. And that should just slide right in there like that. And now it's time for the moment of truth. All for the fuel filter, the injector replacement, and now we're going to be going on to front brakes. Okay, so now we're going to get into these brakes. I'm going to have to take the whole caliper off to get the rotors off. So, figure out what size that is. I'll have to have this off too in order to actually change the well, maybe not. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna have to. I can just take them off. There we go. That wasn't that difficult either. Which is weird because this thing's been sitting for years. Well, grab some brake pads and a rotor. Get this on here. Okay. Give him a little attitudinal adjustment. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Now we just gotta throw this one back together and do the other one, which I'm not even gonna record the other one, because basically they're the exact same process. So it's pretty easy. You got the 4 bolts, you got your 13 millimeter for your bracket, and then you got the 14 millimeter for your actual caliper. So, and then of course, you know, like I say, just swapping them out was pretty easy because they just fall right off. So, anyways, I'm gonna finish up the other side, and then I'm gonna finish up this video. Okay, so I did get the rotors and the brake pads changed on both sides. The pads, they don't look terrible. I know one of the rotors was warped. I don't know which one, but you got a lot of pitting because this thing is just set. I mean, I'm sure they were still probably usable for a little while, but anyways, getting them changed out, probably the best thing for it. The car's sat for probably 5 or 6 years, so it was just sitting there rusting more and more. But anyways, did get the fuel system cleaned up, purged out the line, probably went through a gallon or 2 gallons purging it out and stuff. Got the fuel rail all cleaned out, got the injectors changed. For some reason the idle is kind of high. It's running around $2 grand or whatever. I tried resetting the PCM, you know, unplugged the battery for a while, and that didn't really help. So may just have to drive it around a little while to try to let the PCM readjust, get new parameters, because the thing actually ran, you know, it had to have been running awful for a while, and then of course it sat, and with the injectors and stuff being so clogged and the fuel rail being so clogged, I'm surprised that it would even put like it was doing. To be honest, I'm not even sure how it was even running at all. So anyways, also one thing that I did do that I didn't show you, I changed the window switch, and for whatever reason the windows still are not working, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. That may actually be a wiring issue, because I checked every single fuse in the entire system, every fuse there was. So I don't know what they're going to have to do about that. They may just have to rig something up, get some hard wires in there. And that's if I mean, I'm sure that there's no way that all 4 window motors are bad. I don't even think that'd be possible. I guess anything's possible, but I'd say there's some kind of wiring issue with this poor car. But I mean, it does look okay from the outside, but I was underneath it, so I did see there's some rust underneath and stuff. But other than that, it's not too bad. A little 2003 Saturn Ion. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I sure appreciate you guys and gals watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notifications if you wish. Leave a comment down in the comment section if you choose to. And yeah, have a spectacular day or night, whichever one it is for you. Peace out.